Hi, I thought I'd do a quick tutorial on the tabs for pushing it down and praying, just because a couple people in the comments of my Tone Finder video asked what was happening in it. I didn't tab it out, so I can't give you them, I'm afraid, but I thought I'd just give you a really quick breakdown of what's happening in the song. The reason I played it in the first place was because I quite like the fact that it's not, like, you don't need to play it note for note. It's quite vibey, and it's all based around sort of like country licks and the pentatonic, so you can just sort of make it your own if you like to. If you want to listen to how to find the tone of the song, that I've done a video on it, so you can go look at it, but it's basically just some blues driven stuff and some saturation, maybe a tremolo if you're feeling fancy. But the first thing to say before we get into it is I've tuned my guitar down to C sharp, but I will be referring to everything as if it was in standard tuning, so for me that's E, which is what the song is in conveniently for us. The first thing I'm going to be teaching you is this little blues lick. And the reason that it sounds the way it does and it's got a couple of strange notes in it is because it's getting played over a 5 minor. Oh yeah, baby, touch and touch and touch and touch me. That bit. And it comes, there's 4 touches I counted for this video, and it comes after the second touch. So it's, oh yeah, baby, touch and touch and touch. There. Obviously I played that wrong, but that's just where it comes in. And so the notes for this lick are, on the G string we're going to start, and it's in a run up that's quite swung, so make sure it sort of builds in pressure, yeah. And it starts on 1, 2, 4, move up to the B string, 2, 3, open on the E string, 2 on the E string, 4 on the E string, and then you sort of do this like run off, and then I add like a sort of crunchy harmonics at the top, and that all together sounds like. Cool. Then we get onto the chorus of the song, which goes like this. And that is basically just E, which is 1, G sharp, which is 3, and A, which is 4 in the scale of E. So it's 1, 3, 4. But we make the second chord a little bar chord, and I'll show you what it is. So basically it's E, we hit E, and then we have this like up strum with the pick, so it's, and we move on to our second chord, which is first finger on the 4th fret, and then your next finger, whichever one you want, I use my pinky finger just for ease, on the 7th fret, because it makes us want to resolve to. But we don't do that basically, because that's when we add in our full chord, which is, if you know bar chords, it's going to be your E shape in a bar chord, which is your root is on the 5th fret of the E string, then you've got your E shape, but instead of barring with our index finger, we just lift off, so, and leave the strings that would have been barred open, so it sounds like this, just to make it feel a bit more open, and if you've got enough distortion, it'll sound crunchy. And then we get to these sort of resolution notes, which is going to be bending on the 6th fret of the D string for the first time round, and then the next time, which is going to be the 6th fret of the A string. I didn't look into the song enough to know how often these happens or when they happen, but just vibe with it, do you know what I mean? And that basically repeats. You can add in your little, you can do different stuff if you want, like it. Who knows? It's just whatever you feel like doing. And then there's a turn after it's like halfway through the chorus, and I just did a run on the pentatonic. I think they do it in the song, but I can't remember. Load of double stops up on the pentatonic, which is, if you don't know your pentatonics, down there. Then after that we go to a classic country technique, which is playing whatever chord is the tonic of the song, but just with the D shape and doing some little flick-ons and stuff. So D is usually here, but we're in E, so that's 2 steps up. So we move it up twice, and we're here. And then we just basically outline that chord in an arpeggio by going. And then if we want to repeat the little riff that's in the chorus, bit of an overbend there, but so that is just bending with the 4th fret on E, and then the 4th fret on the B string, which is the same as. So yeah, I mean, there's loads of other places to play it, but if you know your fretboard knowledge well enough, you can play it in any shape. There as well. You can just play it anywhere. I hope that was helpful for you guys, and if you have any questions, pop them in the comments and I will address them as such. Thank you very much.